Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to stitch my new pattern Learning Leaves, which I especially created for beginner embroidery artists. To start off the pattern, you're going to want to take 3 strands of the brown floss and start your stitching by bringing your needle up at the base of the stem and bringing it up into your first stitch. From here, you'll continue doing a back stitch all the way up the stem by bringing your needle about a stitch length away and bringing it back down through that original hole that you just finished with. Continue the back stitch by bringing your needle up out of the original hole at the top of your last stitch and back down again to continue the back stitch all the way up and down the stem. Using the back stitch, fill in the remaining branches, going up each individual stem until you finish with your brown floss. When you finish stitching with the brown floss, you're going to want to knot it off. Do this by bringing your needle underneath one of the threads, bringing it back through the loop you made, and pulling tight to secure a knot. I usually do this twice to make sure that it's extra secure. You can then take a pair of embroidery scissors and snip off the excess thread. Starting with the new strand of brown floss, you're going to now fill in the base, again using backstitch, until the base is fully filled in. Once you've finished filling in the base of your stem, bring your needle up at the very top of the base and bring your needle underneath the first stitch of your stem and continue doing this, working your way up the stem. This will create what's called a whip back stitch, which will give your stem a twisted look. Once you've finished stitching the stem, continue using the whip back stitch to finish off the other stems. Make sure you're going from the same direction when running your needle underneath the stitches to create a cohesive look. Next up, we're going to take the green shade 471. We're going to again take 3 strands of it, and we're going to use it to stitch the leaves. We're going to start by bringing our needle up at the top of one of the leaves and down at the very base of the leaf and pulling through. You're then going to want to bring your needle up to the left of your top stitch and bring it back down again to the left of your base stitch and pull through. You'll then bring your needle to the right of the base and then bring it back up to the top. Once again, bring your needle up to the left of the top and back down towards the base. From here on out, you'll continue by alternating, bring your needle up at each side of the top, bring back down toward the base of the leaf, and by doing this, you're going to create a cohesive look of all the threads running towards the middle, which will then round out your leaf shape. Make sure your final stitches on the edge of the leaf run towards the very center at the base. By doing this, you'll create a very tidy looking leaf that will have very clean edges. You can then use the color guide to figure out where to place the next leaves using that same green floss shade, but I've also pointed them out for ease of use when using this video. Continue using the satin leaf stitch to fill in the rest of these leaves, and then we'll move on to the next step. Next, we'll be using the darker green floss in the shade 730 to fill in the remaining leaves. We'll be doing this with 3 strands of floss. I've again pointed them out for ease of use, but at this point you can probably just fill in the remaining leaves and you'll be good to go. Once you've finished stitching all your dark green leaves, follow the instructions included to finish off the back of your pattern. And you're done. Congratulations on finishing your first Learning Leaves pattern. Check out my shop for more beginner patterns.